So this is day 4 of following the schedule to the T and adding little bits and pieces in. So today, for example, we're going to be focusing and prioritizing what supplements I use to help me build lean mass, stay on track. And the first one, so it's early in the morning, usually before breakfast. I'll actually have this before I do my fasted cardio, and that is glutamine, L-glutamine, and electrolytes. Okay, now electrolytes are going to be good to keep you hydrated. Whilst you're sleeping, you lose a lot of electrolytes through sweat, breathing, all that type of stuff. So having something like a rehydrate is really good. You want to make sure that you're always hydrated. Now, another thing is L-glutamine. So this is going to be really good for your gut. Okay, so you want to line the gut. The reason why you want to do this is because it's going to be good for digestion. And as we know, good digestion means better absorption. If you have poor digestion and the food that you're eating, it can be the best quality. But if it's not being digested and absorbed properly, then you're missing out on macros. So that's why we take this. This is also supposed to help with preventing muscle wastage, so losing muscle when in a fasted state whilst doing fasted cardio. And this blend I'll hit first thing in the morning, always slug it down. For those of you guys who follow me on Instagram, you'll see I've made this part of my morning ritual. And another reason why I've made this part of my morning ritual is because it helps me get set up for the day. Okay, if I know I've had my glutamine and my electrolytes, that's one thing ticked off. And I've been filming it and posting it because there have been times where I wake up in the morning and I forget it, specifically now because I haven't been able to do my walk, my fasted walk because of my injury. I haven't been able to train, so I'm still trying my best to keep on top of everything and show up even though I'm not doing the fasted cardio. It just helps me stick into routine, and I'm someone who thrives with routine. So this will be the first one. Then I'll show you guys what the next one is. And after that, I'm going to hit a little bit of breakfast. And the rest of the day, I'm going to just explain what other supplements I use. Now, obviously, I am not able to use my intra workout whatsoever because I'm not training, but I'm going to still take you through exactly what that is. As it's almost 9:45, so 9:45 I'm supposed to be having breakfast. Breakfast is on the way, but before I have that, I'm going to slug down the next supplement, which is greens powder. I don't usually like having veggies first thing in the morning, simply because I want to try and save as much time in the morning, because this is one of the only meals that I will be cooking. Unless I'm doing the flapjacks or the pancakes, which I'm not. I'm just going to have the plain oats today. So this is good because if you don't feel like having veggies, this is a really good replacement. It's got a lot of fiber, it's got all your greens, all that type of good stuff. Again, this is going to help with digestion. You want fiber with digestion before you have your meal. It's good, lines the gut. So that will just help me absorb the food way better. This is what it looks like. It's greens powder. See what they say here. So it's 1 scoop. All your leafy greens and vegetables, unflavored powder. So I'm gonna slug this down, have breakfast, and then I will see you guys for the next supplements. After breakfast, I'm gonna go and do some deep work. Obviously, I wasn't able to do a lot of work yesterday because of being out and about a lot. So I've got a decent amount done in the morning, but I'm going to try and do some extra today, just so that I am setting myself up for success. Okay, so I actually had to get out of the house. We're having a couple of viewings. I think we're moving out in the next month. We want to move to something bigger, more spacious, got a yard, garden, office, all that type of stuff to fully lock in. So I'm out of the house, but it's quite a nice excuse to get out of the house. This time I came prepared, got my meals, chicken, rice, veg sorted. I'll be doing some work for Bean over there. It's just a stunning day. So, yeah, I will get back to the supplements as soon as I get home. I'll show you guys what the next supplements are. We've got omega-3s. Got omega-3, you want to do 1,000 milligrams. I take about 3 of these in the morning, so straight after a meal. I either have it with a meal or straight afterwards because it's going to help with the absorption. Okay, you want to make sure that you are actually absorbing these micronutrients. So first of all, we've got omega-3s. I do about 200 to 300 grams of this. Milligram? No, 2 to 3 grams. Okay. Then I'll do vitamin D3 with K2. So with vitamin D3, you want to have it with K2. It's just better that way. Then I will do a liver detox. This has got milk thistle and dandelion extract. I'll do my multivitamins every day. This has just got a bunch of different vitamins. Vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin E. It's got, what else has it got in here? Zinc, selenium, all of that stuff. Iron, it's got all the good stuff. So this is definitely an essential one. All of these are essential in my eyes, especially if you are wanting to pick up mass, build muscle, like feel better during the day, because these can make a hell of a difference. Then magnesium. I won't take this now. This is magnesium glycinate. So I always have magnesium glycinate before I go to bed, along with more omega-3s, which will be 2 grams. Now, magnesium is an absolute game changer. I've had clients that struggle with sleep insomnia, PTSD, all those types of things, and they have asked me, like, okay, they've said, listen, I'm not getting a lot of sleep, I don't know what's going wrong. Here is the step-by-step process that we'll do when it comes to that. First of all, I will always prescribe this, not prescribe it, I will have this within the supplementation protocol for all of my clients, as it just helps with relaxation, it helps with sleep quality, just to like de-stress. It's magnesium glycinate. It is awesome, and this is a superior absorption. So yeah, that's cool. And then another thing I always recommend is having your final meal no longer than an hour and a half, 2 hours before you go to bed, because you don't want to eat too soon before you go to bed, because digestion is going to happen, you're going to sleep uncomfortably, and you're not going to have a good quality night's rest. And then what we'll also do is we'll set up a sleep schedule, so going to bed every single night at the same time and waking up every single morning, so you can get your circadian rhythm in the mood. And you'll see after a while, after a week or two of putting that habit into place, you will automatically be tired at that time, and you will automatically wake up at that time. It's actually quite crazy. So that is what we'll do. And then if it still doesn't get better, the sleep, then something like melatonin gummies will also help. Okay, and then if that still doesn't happen, we will have to see a specialist with regards to that. Maybe something a little bit stronger. But that, again, I always see as the last resort if you put everything else in place. So these are the micronutrients. Now, what these are going to help with, they're going to help with things like energy, okay, skin, immune system. It's going to help with bone, like with your bones. Vitamin D3 is really good for that. Also really good for immune function and energy. It's going to help with sleep. It's going to help with detoxifying the liver. So that's what the milk thistle and the dandelion does. It helps detoxify. It's good for your skin. You know, all of these little things play a decent role in the mechanisms that work. Okay. Now that you've got that, next up are going to be the intra-workout supplements. This is the good stuff right here. Now, the reason why I'm doing the intra-workout at this time, because of course I'm not training at the moment, I am still injured. And because of that, I'm going to just tell you guys exactly what I use for my intra-workout. You can implement the exact same thing, and you will literally see a difference within probably 2 weeks. Well, you'll probably see a difference within the first week, because you'll notice your energy is higher. You'll notice that your strength has increased. You're going to be lifting heavier weights. You're going to just be feeling a lot better. So for that intra-workout, now intra-workout means sipping on it during your workout. Okay, so you're going to take little sips. It's going to last you the whole thing, so the whole session. So amino boost, amino acids, but you want to try and get amino acids with electrolytes. Okay, so you're keeping hydrated while you're doing your session, and you're making sure to get enough water in during that session too. So amino acids, I'll go 15 grams of this. This will just help reduce muscle breakdown. It helps with recovery. It's got all 9 essential amino acids. And remember that not all of those essential acids are produced by the body. So you need to get it from a source like this. It's not like BCAAs. These are aminos. So these are EAAs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And that is that for this. Let me just double check here for you. Yeah, this is amino acid complex, also endurance, stamina, recovery. That's all of the good things that it's going to help with. Then you want to mix this with creatine monohydrate. This is by far one of my top supplements that you want to go for, because this is going to help boost strength. Okay. Also endurance, ATP production. It's going to help with recovery. I do 10 grams of this. And then the last one, just be careful with this. You don't want to always, this is used depending on what phase that you're in. Okay. So for me, for example, if I'm in a growth phase, if I'm in a strength phase, I will use this because it has got carbs for one, and this is highly branched cyclic dextrin. Okay, so this is just going to help replenish glycogen stores, and it's got a dual creatine system, so it actually works with the creatine, I think, helping absorbing the creatine far better. But this is a game changer. If you're looking to pick up strength size, get extra carbs in as well during your session, you're just going to go, the strength is going to go through the roof. The energy is going to go through the roof. So these are these three. You don't necessarily want to do this in a depletion phase, because obviously in a depletion phase, you are depleting carbohydrates. Now this has got carbs in it. So these are the three you want to be sipping on. Okay. And then might as well take you guys through all of the supplements. 1 second, just grab it. And then finally, this I will take pre-workout, sometimes in the morning, post-workout, sometimes in the evening. It depends how I feel like splitting it up. But I will usually have 2.5 scoops of this before I go to gym. Maybe an hour before going to gym, I'll have that with my oats, with my banana, and with my nut butter. Okay, that is just going to help adding protein source in there, because we're already getting the fats from the peanut butter, and we're getting the carbs from, we're going to get the carbs from the oats. Now, there is recent research that doesn't actually matter when you take your protein, but I also like taking it before and after, because it just helps me stay consistent with it. I know, okay, before I go train, I need to have my shake. Otherwise, if I don't put things like this in place, I will literally forget to take my supplements. Same with this. I actually always keep these supplements in a little pill container, because it makes it easier. If I have to now carve time out of my day to open up every single one of these things, take 5 pills from this, take 3 from this, it's just going to take too much time. It's going to be boring, and I'm not going to stay consistent with it. So we have to put things in place, like putting it in containers. Same with your meal prep. If I have to cook meals every single day, I will not stick to it. There's not a chance. So what do? I put them in meal prep containers, because then it's easy to get out the fridge, put it in the microwave, and I know that I'm getting my food and I'm getting closer to reaching my goal. Anyway, back to this. We will be doing another 2.5 scoops after my workout. I'll try and do that as soon as possible, with my post-workout meal, which will be cereal, something like cream of rice. It's just very fast digesting, so I will do that type of carb afterwards with almond milk. I try my best to stay away from dairy products, animal products in terms of milk, butter. We try and go for more of a nut butter approach, or almond milk. And I've actually started really enjoying the taste of it. So then I'll do my final one depending on how I feel. Sometimes I want it in the morning, depends on my days. And then sometimes I will have it with my yogurt. You know, you can change things up. If I feel like I want a bit of a chocolate flavored yogurt, then that's what I'll do. I always get the chocolate milk flavor. I do love this brand, Nutritech, because I found a lot of protein powders are very sweet, and this is just very, very subtle. It's almost like having cacao powder. I absolutely love it. It's got 23 grams of protein. This is one of the most important supplements that you can have in your day, because if you've got high protein targets that you have to hit, which usually is the case if you want to build muscle, okay, especially also in the depletion phase, because if you're depleting carbs, you still want to like keep the protein nice and high because you don't want to risk losing muscle mass. Protein supplementation is an absolute lifesaver. Otherwise, you're just going to have to eat too much food to get all of that in. So this is a lifesaver. So these are basically all of the supplements that I take during the day. You've got a better idea of why I take them. They do make a big difference. Okay? They definitely make a big difference. And I've noticed that within the first week of doing that intro workout, complete game changer. I used to go into the gym, like I would have my creatine first thing in the morning. I've tried having creatine with my coffee in the morning. I just find it works so much better when I switched it to my intro workout, because you know when you have those sessions and you're like super keen to hit it hard and then you get so tired, like mid-session, and you're not giving as much effort, this just like pushes you over that edge and just like makes you push more and more and more. And not to mention the pumps are fantastic because of the glycogen refilling. It's really good. So that is that for the supplements. That's basically all the supplements I have during the day. It might be a bit overwhelming. It is a decent amount of supplements, but again, if you structure things right, you have a supplementation schedule in order. You put reminders on your phone. You pre-pack your vitamins, and I mean, you can even go to the level of getting 7 shakers or 5 shakers if you're training 5 times per week, and making your intro workout and just having them stacked in your pantry. Then you can just grab it, fill it with water at the gym. Bob's your uncle, Jeremiah's your aunt. There you have it. Cool. Cheers. See you for the next one.